What's happening, YouTube? How you doing? How you doing? This video gonna be about Pistol Pete Maravich, and he have been as popular as Joe Namath. I mention this because they both were big in the '60s. They're both from Pennsylvania originally, and Namath with the guaranteed. He was cocky, fresh, and had a rock pop star vibe about him. You know, Pistol Pete had the flair on the basketball court, and they were both intriguing figures around the same time. So the thing is, should Pistol Pete been given the same love as Joe Namath? Because Joe Namath with that one Super Bowl win. Now, if you think about this, right, aside from that Super Bowl win and everything, his career was kind of mediocre, and it didn't end all beyond that. But he had a charisma, a charm that endured him, and that one guaranteed win was up there with Ali's guarantees. And Joe Namath was like a household name. So it's kind of interesting when I think about that because he was known as Joe Cool, and that pretty much cemented him. Now Pistol Pete never won an NBA championship, but he was magical on a basketball court. He just played in places where it wasn't happening. Remember, this guy once scored 69 points and 77 against the Knicks without a 3-point line. Let that sink in. This guy was making long distance shots, acrobat, doing everything. A lot of what you see today was inspired by what he was doing. It says a lot when Dr. J says you're the most athletic cat he went against. That's a heck of a compliment. And Pistol Pete was something else. So I always ask the question, should Pistol Pete Maravich be held in the same level of respect as Joe Namath? Because there's a lot of similarity. Different sports, I know before some people come in and say, well, it's basketball and football. But they were magical. They had this kind of larger than life persona. They had this kind of hoopla. They had this kind of aura. They had this kind of vibe. So wouldn't you think that would kind of gravitate towards people kind of romanticizing, kind of like looking glassy eyed and just taking it to another level? You would kind of think that. I mean, I know I would, but just looking at the totality and the make, that whole make about the whole thing. So it's a good question. I like to think because um, there's a lot of similarities. It's a lot of similarities, and you could make the case they both were great in college. I mean, Pistol Pete in college is probably one of the 2, 3 greatest players ever. I mean, ridiculous numbers. The stuff that people get excited about these days. Cooper Flag and some of these other cats that didn't come along, got all this love and hype. It ain't holding a candle with what Pistol Pete did. Even Caitlin Clark. I mean, everybody putting up all these numbers with the 3 ball, with the movement, the handles, the whole nine. So, and Joe Namath when he was in Alabama, I mean, that's how he got to the Jets. That's the whole thing. I mean, and it's storybook story. So, it's a thing that gets so romanticized that people take on the characters and they're just blown away by what they see, and so it's pretty compelling. But anyway, um, do you feel that Pistol Pete should be has been as popular as Joe Namath, and even to this day? Because it's almost like a lure, but it's not held to the same booms. Joe Namath still got a pass behind winning that Super Bowl in New York because all you could do is win one. But anyway, I think that makes for a compelling case and argument. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another. Share it if you like, and hit that membership because when you do requests like this come true, stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out one time. Peace.